Rise and shine, family. Listen, I need all women to watch this video. This lady is about to break down one of the most detrimental things that can happen to a woman while in a relationship. I'm going to let her talk, and I'm going to give you guys some insight on how to avoid this happening to you. And that is wasting years of your life dating you and then won't give you marriage. Let's get into it.
My brother just married a woman he's only known for 7 months. Congratulations to my brother, and I love him, right? But this is the twist. He was with a woman for 10 years. Everything she asked my brother to do, he is doing for this woman that he has only known for 7 months. Bottom line, bro, I love you if you're watching this, but I had to share it. Stop begging these men to do things you need to be done, because he is not going to change for you. He will never be the man you need him to be, because you are not the woman that he wants to be with. People change for who they want to change for. Stop preaching and start waiting patiently for your husband.
Now, he married a woman inside of 7 months after he dated a woman for 10 years and didn't give her marriage. And the problem was she loved him for who he was. Wow. She accepted him for who he was. Wow. So anyway, I'll get to that point. But she gives advice here. She says, ladies, stop begging a man to do things that you need him to do. Ultimately, he'll do these things for who he wants to do them for, and he's not going to change for anybody unless he wants to, right? Bad advice. When you listen to this video in its context, this is not what women should do to avoid their lives and time being used up in these long relationships that don't lead to anything, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly how to avoid it, but let's hear more of the information so you can see why I'm giving this advice, okay? Let's get to it.
Okay, y'all, so my brother is a little upset that I posted the video, but he did give me his why, so here it is. His why for marrying the woman that he's only been with for 7 months and never marrying his ex of 10 years was because she never left. He says that he unconsciously never became the best version of himself.
Wow, I got to slow this down, because if you want to learn and grow, you really have to listen, okay? Listen and learn, family, all right? He said, here's the whys. She never left. So now think about this. Ladies, that means that you have a decision to make too. So it's his poor decision making to date someone for 10 years knowing that he wasn't going to marry her, or knowing that he wasn't ready for marriage, right? That's his poor decision making. But it's also hers for allowing this man to date her and take her time that long without marriage. And because she never left, he continued to take her time. So what that means, ladies, is you have to have a standard that protects you from this. So you got to have a sense of urgency to yourself. You should be saying things like, look, I want to be married. I want to build a family, and I'm looking to do this within 2 years. Okay. Within 2 years. And I don't look to date anybody longer than 6 months to a year without a proposal, without him making a public declaration that he is taking me seriously and plans for marriage. Okay. And we need to be actively moving towards that as well. So I won't date a man that don't want children. I won't date a man that don't want a family. And I won't date a man who does not believe in marriage. Do you see how that works? And then you create your standard from there, and you don't let anybody waste your time. This is even if the man feels like you're not upholding what it would take to be a wife. Even if he feels like you don't talk to him right. Even if he feels like you don't cook, treat him right, reciprocate, whatever he feels. If he won't marry you for any reason and it's taking that long, you leave. You leave, because you're not compatible with him. Let him find somebody else, and you should go find somebody else. It's just that simple. Protect your time, protect your value, protect your youth, right? So let's continue.
Because the woman that he was in love with at the time was okay with who he was in his eyes. As far as he believed, she loved him no matter what. So there's no need for me to rush and change. I don't know what I need to really change. She's just... So this lady he dated for 10 years, okay? She was accepting of him, loved him for who he was. He's projecting that onto her. He's blaming her for that, okay? So basically when they were together, he wasn't motivated. He didn't know what he wanted out of life. He wasn't locked in. And that becomes her fault. So ladies, have a standard. Don't date a man who don't know where he's going and know what he wants out of life. Because what he'll do ultimately is blame his own laziness on you, because you weren't out here giving him what he's supposed to be doing in life. You nurture the man, you support a man, but you can't nurture or support if you don't first give you something. You know, they say, give a woman food and she'll give you a meal.
Give a woman a seed and she'll give you a baby. Well, you got to give her something so she can multiply it, right? If you don't have a plan, you want her to give you the plan. If you're not motivated, you want her to motivate you. Ladies, listen, do not date a man who's not already motivated and know where he's going. Don't that make sense? Why? He's a utilitarian. He's supposed to be. If you're looking to build a family, you're going to need that man's resources and protection moving forward because you're going to multiply. So he should already have some type of motivation for himself. If he don't already have that and he's looking for you to be his sole motivation, he's not a man yet. Does this make sense? And so now you're dating this really man-child who doesn't know what he wants out of life, and he's looking for somebody else to bring that out of him. That ain't how that works. So he wasn't a leader. He didn't know where he was going, so he couldn't guide her. So they're both, again, it sounds like the relationship shouldn't have even been happening based on him not being worthy of even a girlfriend. If he can say she's not worthy of a wife, man, you weren't even worthy of having a girlfriend, of even being in a serious relationship because you're not even ready for no serious relationship. You're not even motivated to tackle your own life. That should be your first goals first before you even consider a serious relationship. You don't know where you're going and you're bringing somebody else in your life and calling that a serious relationship. Then you're bringing another person into your chaos where you don't even know where you're going. Imagine hopping in the car with somebody. Hey, where you headed? I don't know. I'm good. What I want to ride with you for? You don't even know where you're going. You got to have a destination first, but let's continue.
He says that he never really understood that there was a change that needed to be had until he left her and he dated a few women and they weren't tolerating what he was putting his ex through.
So it's not about don't beg a man to do things for you. It's more like have standards, because it sounds like he didn't even know what was required of him. And so he's dating these other women and they're not tolerating his behavior he gave the other woman of 10 years. And so he's losing these women. He's realizing I can't act like this. So now what does he do? Start becoming the best version of himself. He starts tapering all those things off. That's not right. If she had had standards for him, maybe she could have brought that version of him out of him as well. You understand? But a man should have standards for himself. That's the biggest problem. You understand? But if you let a man do whatever he want to do, it's probably not going to lead to marriage. That's what it shows you. So don't beg him, but have standards. You ain't going. You're not playing. You're not going to sit here and keep on doing this if he's treating you this way. But you don't got to beg him. That's crazy. Let's continue.
So with that, he met his now wife that he's only known for 7 months, and he was ready. Don't attack me, y'all. I'm just sharing the message.
He was ready. Again, if a man is not ready for marriage, he shouldn't be in a serious relationship. That makes no sense, man. So you should be asking this guy, is marriage something that you're looking for? Are you ready for marriage? If you want to meet the perfect woman, she looked like you want her to look. She smelled like you want her to look. She treats you like you want her to treat her. Would you marry her? Would you support her? Would you, do all these things that a man does for a woman? If his answer isn't yes, move around. Because he'll want to still have, companionship, even though he knows he's not ready. But that means sacrificing your time. That means that's at your expense. Nah, man, find you somebody to play with, because you're not playing those games. You're looking for a relationship and a family, right? So tell that man, get it together and come back and see you when he's ready. Otherwise, he's going to lose respect for you because you don't have standards. You'll deal with a man who don't want marriage. You'll deal with a man who kind of want marriage. You'll deal with a man who don't even want a relationship. You'll have a friend with benefits. These things make you look like you have no value and know what you want out of life. So at least know where you going, ladies, seriously. And that way you'll be able to really spot if a man don't know where he's going. Let's continue.
It happens, and honestly, it is valid. A lot of the time, we accept a man not giving us what we really deserve, and for that reason, they lose respect for us, and they end up being with another woman and giving that woman everything that we begged him for.
So you end up not getting what you deserve. You don't put a stake in on what you deserve. Your value, what you deserve, all these things are represented in your behavior and your actions. If you deserve more, you would require it. If you deserve more, you wouldn't allow a man to take you and play on your time for 10 years. You don't deserve more just because you say it. So if you're putting into him, then you deserve more. And let me just say this about that word deserve, okay? Works two ways. One way you deserve something is the standards you put on your own life and don't allow people to treat you a certain way, right? the choices that you make in your own life, the character that you put out, that creates your value, okay? And that creates what you deserve, right? Because what you put out into the universe is what you get back. But then there's another kind of deserve, and that means from the appraisal of another person. So you can be a great person, but if they don't see that value in you, they're not going to give you what you deserve. So it's one thing to know what you're worth. It's another thing for someone else to see your value. And apparently he didn't see the value in that lady. He didn't see the value in someone loving him for who he was, accepting him for who he was, not being naggy. You understand? He didn't see the value in that. But if he had already been a man who was driven and dedicated, he would have loved that. So his own deficiencies are what made her look like she was invaluable. But really, it was him. Do you understand? So if you know that you're valuable, don't let somebody underappraise you. Don't let somebody give you less than you know that you're worth. So, and how do you prove your worth? Your actions. Ain't no price tag written on your forehead. You don't get to decide what you're worth. Hey, I'm pretty. I deserve this. Hey, I did this. I deserve. That ain't how it works. If someone talking to you some kind of way that you don't appreciate, the way you show that you don't deserve that is you don't tolerate it. You get those people out of your life. That's how you prove that. Seriously, guys, how you allow people to treat you typically is how they will treat you. Okay? So let's continue.
So that's the whole purpose of that video that I just posted. Don't beg. He's either going to give because he has, or he isn't because he cannot.
Don't beg, but have standards, family. You got to have standards. And watch the next video that pops up. Look.
Most men will waste your time.
I just thought that was crazy. Most men will waste your time. So again, the way a lady can prevent this is have standards for yourself, have a sense of urgency for yourself, a time frame in which you want to be married, and make sure you're making these things known. Don't go into any relationship where you're just letting him fly by the seat of his pants. He hasn't mentioned marriage. He hasn't mentioned children. He hasn't mentioned a serious relationship. And you're just sitting there trying to be as nice and sweet as you can. So hopefully he will. No, you're adults now. Talk to that man. Ask him, how does he see his life panning out over the next course of 5 years? Is marriage within his goals? Because you know, if you plan on being married within 2 and he don't plan on being married within the next 5 or 10, you need to make that known to him. You understand? So he can let you know, yeah, that's no, I will not, I don't see myself getting married within 5 to 10 years. I have a 5-year plan. I got to have at least this much before I even consider marriage. That means no matter how much y'all like each other, marriage is not happening. You understand? You heard him. So find these things out. But I want you guys to think about something. For those of you who don't really understand how detrimental it is to waste a woman's time to that degree, imagine it's your daughter, man, okay? Now, biologically, creating a healthy child is between, really up until 35 to 40, it starts getting more difficult for women to have healthy children, right? So would you want someone to take 15 years or 10 years of your daughter's life with no marriage, no children, because he ain't ready yet? Or would you rather him say, listen, love, I'm not ready for that yet. Let me set you free so you can find marriage and get the family that you want, because I'm not going to be the one to give that to you within this time frame. Don't that make more sense? I'm going to tell you why it's so bad, though. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, in the world of employment, right? We work jobs. Okay, in these jobs, they take out monies for retirement, right? Retirement benefits. Also, you get skills and you get experience by working these jobs, right? So if you were to ever leave that job, you can get another job in that field, paying more, probably come in at a better position because now you have experience. Well, it's the opposite, right? Now, because now you have experience. And then in the end, when you're old, all those jobs you ever worked, right? And all the monies that was taken from you now are in your retirement benefits, and you get to still get some type of benefits from all those jobs you worked. It's the opposite of that in the dating world for women, okay? They can give you their time, give you their energy, give you their commitments, sometimes act just like a wife, give you all the wife things that a woman can give. And if that relationship doesn't work out, there is no experience and resume she can take to another man and say, hey, look, I've been in a 10-year relationship. I cooked for him, cleaned for him, supported him, nurtured him. And I want to come in this one as a wife. I want to come in this one as a fiance already because I already know what to do. That ain't how that work. Men actually look at women differently based on her past partners. So actually having a resume of past partners would be a detriment to her. Also, all the guys that she has dated that it didn't work out, she don't get any benefits that carry over to the future at all. So she's forced to have to make it work with this one person, or there's just no benefits. You understand? So if it was like that in the working world, would you get a job? What would you give somebody 5 years of your time knowing that once this job ends, right? They don't give you a career. They don't give you a contract. So once this job ends, right? You can't put it on your resume, and all of the taxes and things you paid don't benefit you at all going forward. I think you'd say, nah, I want a career, right? I want a career. I want a contract. You understand? So again, unless there is a child involved, a woman shouldn't be giving a man years and years of her life. Now, once you've given this man a child, you married. That's the greatest thing you can do. It is what it is. You understand? So now both of y'all gonna work to build this family. It wouldn't make any sense to leave a man that you had a child with because you don't have marriage. You've already done the utmost. You've had a child. So you have a family now. And you did it without marriage. Actually good for you. Forget the legal system, right? But if it's not a legal marriage, if I'm a woman, I'm going to want a legal marriage. If I don't have children with this person, or we got to build this family. You understand? Because it really, truly would suck to give somebody that many years of your life and then just say, hey, I don't want to be with you. And they go give somebody else it all in 7 months now. You see what I'm saying? So I think it shows a couple of different things. So what I want to say to men is, don't be out here dating, taking somebody's time like that, taking women's times like that if you know you're not ready for marriage. And even if you are ready and she's not having character that's indicative of the wife you want, you have to make a decision as a masculine man to move forward without that woman in your life. Don't keep sitting here taking somebody's time, because what I'm going to tell you is this: it can have a horrible impact, a revengeful type impact. People get very angry you wasting their time. A lot of men get upset when they giving a woman money, knowing that he giving her the money because he likes her. She knows he's giving her the money and buying her things because she likes him. And then whenever he wants time with her, she's like, well, I don't like you, and you knew what you was doing. You wanted to give me that money. Men feel robbed. We feel stolen from. We feel played and manipulated. Yo, you got to understand, taking years of somebody's life is worse. It's worse. You understand? So let's make better decisions around that, family. I ain't gonna let this video go too long. Put your comments and things below. If we need to make a second video behind this one, we will. But hopefully you guys got something from it. Ladies, let me know if you got something from this video and if you're going to move differently going forward. That's it, family. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, or it's in that chaos that you find yourself. Peace, family.